Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another beautiful video on this beautiful channel on this beautiful day. How you guys and girls doing? Hope you're doing great as always. Please check out the description box for all the nice links. Also drop a like, subscribe if you like the content. There you go. We're gonna work with something very important in this video. Now let me just show you a very common bug that you might be encountering in SFML. So whenever you're working with tiles in SFML or anything where you're kind of drawing things right next to each other, all right, there can be some tearing and there can be some weird shit. You see that? And there can be some weird shit when you're moving the view because, I mean, it's moving everything around and sometimes it's not pixel perfect. And that just creates these tears in between things, and that can be really immersion breaking. It can be really annoying when you're working on a game. Everything looks great and you're just getting these dumbass tears, and you don't want that, right? So we're gonna remove those, and the way you do that is you don't render to the window directly. So let me paint you a picture here. Literally, let me paint you a picture. So you have your window here, right? Okay, and you're painting everything directly on the window, and it's refreshing and it's moving around, and all these separate things are being rendered, and they'll sometimes be pixel imperfect, right? They won't be right next to each other. But then what you want to do is you want to have like a canvas. So instead of rendering small things like this to the screen, to the window directly, we want to render everything to one thing, one big large canvas, and want to paste that whole canvas onto the screen. So nothing in there is being rendered independently. It's all being rendered on a big piece of paper, whatever you want to call it, a big canvas first, and then it's being rendered on the screen. And so we need a second canvas type thing. We're going to render everything and then paste it on the screen, like I said, for like 20 times. But that's what we're going to do. So that's what our render texture and render sprite is. Now the render texture, you can think of that as the actual canvas, right? And this is the render sprite is basically just going to be your thing that holds the canvas. You know what I mean? Just some kind of border around the canvas that holds it and puts it onto the window, allows it to be rendered on the window. So that's the two things we're going to use in combination. Now we're going to have to set this up. And to set it up, I'm going to void init render deferred. I don't know what should I call it. I should call it deferred render. Let's just call it deferred render. Deferred means that basically it's been postponed a little bit. So that's what we're doing. It's a big word. You use it in 3D, deferred rendering. So you kind of render a bunch of different things in different orders in the same frame. And that's what we're doing. We're kind of postponing the rendering to the window a little bit, just by one step. So we're gonna add an extra step. Now you might say, wow, this one extra step is gonna be really costly. Well, it's not gonna be that really very, very costly actually. So don't worry too much about it. So we're gonna start off with the render texture. Dot set. So let's see, set. Let's see, texture dot create. That's what we're looking for. So we're gonna create it. Let's see, get size is set active. Okay, create. Okay, now we're gonna create it to the size of the window. All right, this state data. All right, Gfx settings resolution dot x. So we're gonna have to do this. Whoops. Dot x. So we're gonna use the resolution here. And then we're going to use the Y resolution here. And hopefully that won't bug out too much. I think this is a... oh, it has width and height, not X. Width and height. All right. And create takes a integer, unsigned int. Now, these are unsigned, aren't they? Yeah, so it's perfect. No problems. No need to do anything else. So once that's created, okay, you have a render texture that's very empty and has the size of the window. Now we're gonna have to do this sprite, render sprite dot, and let's see what we need here. We need set texture, this render texture. All right, so we're just gonna set that. Now I think we're gonna have to set this every time we render. Most probably. What was going on? No, dot get texture. All right, so we're gonna have to set this probably every time we render, because this will be updated and that might be an issue. So we're gonna have to reset that, because this takes, does it take a pointer? No, it takes a reference. Okay, so it should be fine. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. This render sprite dot set texture rect, and we're gonna just tell it to be 0 0 no sf int rect 0 0, and then we're gonna use these as well as our width and height. All right, so we're just gonna set the texture rectangle here. Shouldn't be an issue, right? All right, I'm just gonna set that there beautifully. There you go, guys and girls, easy peasy. So that should actually initialize our render texture for rendering. There might be something I missed. We'll look into that. Don't worry too much. This init deferred render. All right, just do that, and you should have your render texture ready for rendering. Now the difference here is, now that we are rendering, now when we are rendering, okay, this sends in the window. All right, but what I'm gonna do is, this kind of retarded. I don't actually need this. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I'm just dumb. I might have said I needed it in some other video, but I'm just dumb. So don't listen to this. But target equals this render texture. So I'm just gonna do that. Address to that, okay? And then I'm gonna render. I'm gonna just do everything just like I did it. No big deals, okay? I'm gonna render everything, and then we're gonna do final render. All right, and this is gonna be our final render. This, no, target. Okay, target. Wait, I set that. You know what? What we're gonna do, I'm gonna do this render texture dot set view. All right, like that, and we're gonna keep target. Okay, that's from outside, so we're gonna keep that. Actually, we need that. Tile map, render everything not to the window but to the render texture itself. Player also render to the render texture. All right, this is how we were supposed to do it. I'm sorry. And if it's not paused, render texture dot set view, get the default view. Not window. Wait. This dot get default view. There you go. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to get the render texture's default view, and then you want to render that to the render texture as well. So everything is being rendered to the render texture. All right. I think it should be okay. And then we're gonna say target draw this render sprite. Okay. And now I don't think this is gonna work, so I'm gonna do this render sprite dot set texture, this render texture dot get texture. Okay. Is that what I did up here as well? Yeah. So I'm probably gonna have to do that because this changes a lot. This render texture dot display as well. Make sure you do that, and make sure you clear this render texture before you draw anything. So this render texture dot clear. Okay, so the same way as before. Exactly the same way as you did it before. Okay, so then we were rendering anything else here? Were we doing anything else? Render, tile map, render texture set view. Okay, so here wasn't a big deal. Let's run this. Probably not going to see anything. And I'll try to fix it in that case. Okay, we are seeing stuff. I still saw some tear here, but it's not supposed to happen. But I think that was just the first. No, there you go. Okay, so I'll you know what? At least target the draw render sprite. Okay. Is this game state? Yeah, this is game state. What happens if we just do this? If we remove that? Then we'll see. Okay, yeah, we're not seeing anything. Alright. Alright, so at least that works. That works. I'm still seeing tears. You're not supposed to see tears like that. But at least we have the deferred rendering. We'll see how that works out. It's a lot. No, there we go. What is that? That's so weird. Alright, you know what, guys and girls? I think that's enough for this video. Yeah. I'll look into it until the next video. At least we have this set up and ready to go. Just remember you can use this technique. And I'll look into what the hell's going on. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you're doing great. Keep working hard. And I'll see you guys and girls in the next one, alright? Bye-bye.